With the way things are trending, the Rams could be Super Bowl bound. Let me explain why in this video. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Rams Wire today, and today we're going to be talking about why the Rams are trending in the right direction to possibly make a run at the Super Bowl. And the first thing that I want to mention before we get into anything, I know this is a pretty clickbaity title. A lot of you, even Rams fans, might not think we even have a shot at going to the Super Bowl, but let me explain why the Rams definitely do have a shot. First off, let's talk about who wins the Super Bowl. Obviously, you have to have a top-tier team. However, there have been times where teams like the Giants, 9-7 against the Patriots, end up winning off of a wild card spot. And I know you're going to say these are wild card, teams. However, there's times like where the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, went with the Rams and ended up losing. However, they had a very real shot at winning that when no one thought that they did. And that's because it just matters about what team is getting hot at the right times. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, is that the Rams could be getting hot at the perfect time to be able to make a run at the Super Bowl. And just a little reminder before we get into the rest of this, I do want to mention the year that we won the Super Bowl, we actually didn't start off like in the perfect way. However, we made a very nice run towards the end of the season. Yes, we did lose to the 49ers in the final week, unable to secure a better positioning in the seeding. However, we were able to eventually make a run after that, and I believe we were 5-1 to end the season that year. I don't know if that's the exact number. However, this could be a similar thing to happen if we could beat the Ravens this week and then maybe lose to the 49ers on the last game of the season, or if we were to lose against the Ravens this week and then eventually beat the 49ers, we could be heading on a very nice tear here to end the season, getting our confidence up as well as bringing that momentum into the playoffs. So that's kind of what I wanted to mention, because the games between the Ravens and the 49ers are three very winnable games that we are predicted to win by ESPN Analytics. So I just wanted to mention that. Now let's go into what we're talking about today, and that's going to be the power rankings roundup. And Los Angeles keeps rising after their third straight win. So a lot of these different rankings had the Rams as low as like 19 or 20 last week still, because they thought, okay, these are two okay wins. The Cardinals, you expect them to beat them. The Seahawks, maybe they just got, one up on them because they were at home against the Seahawks, so they were able to just catch them. Well, beating the Browns seemed to have quelled these questions that the power ranking makers have had about the Rams, because they have moved up from 19 to 13 on the touchdown wires rankings, and they had to say about it. Sunday was a reminder that Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua are all clicking. This is one of the most fun offenses in the NFL. For USA Today, they moved from 12 to 11. So USA Today thought they did enough against the Cardinals to eventually move them up last week. However, they still moved up against it again today. The franchise's first 1,000-yard rookie receiver, Puka Nacua, is also the only sixth in the Super Bowl era to crack that mark in the first 12 NFL games. For ESPN, they moved from 16 to 14, and they had this to say about it. Not many could have predicted the Rams' fifth-round pick would be leading the team in receiving in Week 13, even with Cooper Kupp missing time because of a hamstring injury. Nacua has impressed the Rams coaching staff and his teammates with his physical play and maturity. One thing I want to mention, before the season even started, I mentioned that Puka Nacua was going to be a number 2 on this team. And when Cooper Kupp eventually went out, I was a very big Cooper Kupp guy, and I kind of just wanted to say that so I could brag for a second. But back to this, the rookie now has 77 catches for 1,029 yards this season, which is a franchise record for receiving yards in a rookie season. His yardage total is now the fourth most through a player's first 12 games since the 1970 merger. The Rams didn't come into the season with much depth at receiver, so Nacua's emergence has been a welcome surprise. However, he did suffer an AC sprain, but the injury is not expected to affect his availability in the upcoming week, and we're definitely going to need Nacua against the Ravens. And one thing I want to kind of pose as a question to you guys, and just in general is, if we lose to the Ravens this week, how do you think that's going to affect our ranking? Because the Ravens on most of these rankings are most likely going to be a top 3 team. So I'm curious if you think we're going to take a big drop after a loss if we do receive one this week, or if we're going to just continually shoot up the ranks. Something I just wanted to pose to you guys. I think that we'll probably drop a few spots just because after a loss, that's normally going to happen. But yeah, they made a massive jump in the athletics rankings from 19 to 10. The Browns were their best opponent in the past 3 weeks, and beating them by 17 points was sure a statement. There was a decent chance that the Rams will head into week 18 having to beat the division rivals, the 49ers, into the playoffs. The Rams sit as the NFC's 7th seed. San Francisco will have a playoff spot locked up by then and will be tempted to rest its starters unless it has a first round bye on the line. And beating the Eagles could definitely be bad for the Rams, considering now the 49ers are only 1 game out of having that number 1 seed, actually. That got closer to reality when the Niners beat the Eagles. Oh, that's what I just said. Why is that such bad news? The Rams have lost 9 of their last 10 against 49ers. And, whatever, we won the one that mattered. CBS Sports still is not believing in the Rams as much as the rest, moving from 17th to 14th. The Rams are alive and well in the playoff chase. The young players on defense are growing by the week. The Ringer moved them from 13 to, sorry about that. The Ringer has moved them from 23rd to 21st to 18th to 17th and now 13th. Their highest ranking since week 3 when they were slotted at number 13 as well. The Rams are now 500, control their own destiny as a playoff team, and if the offensive core of Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp stays healthy, and that's a major thing because Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua have been experiencing injuries this season, they'll wind up being a team that even higher seeds can't overlook in January. The coaching job Sean McVay did against Jim Schwartz was masterful, and the job McVay has done developing this overachieving Rams group this season shouldn't be overlooked. And honestly, I think we're an underachieving team highly. We should have beat the Bengals. We also had a chance at the Eagles before we fell apart in the second half. I think this Rams team is someone that can't be overlooked, but I don't know if they're under or if they're overachieving. I would say they're at least achieving what they should be, or a bit underachieving what their roster really is. Because personally, I had the Rams early in the season. I bet they're over 6.5 win mark, and that looks like it's going to easily hit in one of these upcoming weeks. Maybe not against the Ravens, but definitely after that. Blue Chew Report went from 19th to 15th entering the 2023 season. Most expected this to be a rebuilding season, not me. The Rams were getting younger, shedding big salaries, looking to the future. There was just one problem. With this long-term plan, someone forgot to tell the Rams. And after handling the Browns for their 6th straight win, the Rams are a 500 team. Pro Football Talk moved them from 17th to 13th. And keynote, Jared Goff could be playing the Rams. Hopefully I don't want to knock out Jared Goff. But Pro Football Network not buying in from 20 to 18. And they just say they need to see more, basically. So that's pretty much where we're at with where everyone else sees the Rams. Personally, I see the Rams as a top 10 team, bar none. No one has them as a top 10 team yet. But if we were to beat the Ravens, we could move into that top 6, top 7 spot on all these rankings. So this is a massive game coming up. And don't forget to tune in to my video on Thursday, breaking down the Ravens versus Rams game and what I think is going to happen. But other than that's pretty much going to be it. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.